All right, one of the things we sort of talked about a little bit yesterday was when you actually start to feel like you're a developer, and you're a professional or whatever, and there's no magic time. It's not like you're going to leave here and the next day wake up and go, you know what, I'm a developer now. I will tell you, I'm trying to put this into people's minds, even you two. I mean, even though this is your first class, one of my students who graduated in December, Devin, and he's a very bright guy, but he's still looking for a job. Okay, now that's not long. I mean, he graduated in just right around Christmas, so that's not a long time. But the time to at least start looking for things is now. It really is. If you haven't ever done so, go out to Indeed.com and you can put out there like information technology or something like programmer, St. Louis, and it'll show you jobs that are out there. I didn't realize that they're hiring another instructor for the program I'm in, another one out in St. Louis. And the only reason I knew that is I went out to Indeed.com yesterday. I typed in information technology instructor, St. Louis, and I saw that. First, I was scared. I thought, well, they're bringing somebody else in here, but it said St. Louis. All right, so I'm taking them at their word. But it's interesting. There's turnover at this place. People come in and they go. There have been Chad, who's here after me. When I came here, Ryan was here, and Ryan he's a terrific young guy. He's like about 30 years old, and he's brilliant. He literally is brilliant. He had to read a book on a certification, a 900-page book. He read it that night, memorized it, and basically aced the test with almost 100%. That's the kind of guy he is. When he started here, Charles said to him, because he interviewed him, he goes, well, are you going to stay here? Because you seem like, and he's like, I'll stay here forever unless one of three things happen. Google hires me, Microsoft hires me, and those of you who play games, Blizzard hires me. Blizzard hired him. All right, he left, and then Brock came in. And Brock, they had both been students here. Brock, terrific guy, really knew his stuff, but the problem is he would come in every day at noon, and he didn't get out of here till 10 o'clock. He's got like a 7-year-old daughter, and he said he was missing too much time with her. So he left, and now we've got Chad. All right. The point of telling you this is again, you may look for a job, you might be there for a year and like it or not like it. Somebody may offer you a job for more money, etc. But the time to at least start looking is now. One of my second-year students, well, Luke, he asked because that the gentleman who came in here and was hiring from Center Point Hospital, he said, I'm not graduating until May. Would it be stupid for me to apply? And I said, why would it be stupid? If he thinks that's too long, he won't interview you. I said, but the good news is, if he does interview you and you do well, and he knows you can't start till May, they're going to be hopefully looking to hire 3 more people come May. So I said, you've already got a leg up then. All right, so this is stuff that you guys have got to do. All right. I mean, I was going to go into this whole long song and dance with you. I remember when I was in your spot, literally, because I got a 4-year degree, and I was working the whole time, as in a food store. And then I tried to get a job in my degree field, which was in journalism, but I couldn't. All right. So I went back and got the 2-year degree, and it mattered to me what everybody thought. I'd show instructors my code, and I'd go, am I writing it well? Do I have a good style? And one of them, who was a month older than I am, said, just don't worry about it. Just write, get the stuff done, make sure you understand it. And pardon my French, but screw everything else. That's kind of the idea that I have right now, that I'm okay in what I do. I will tell you that, if you go out and get a job in the field and you show them the way that you were taught to code, they might say, well, we don't do it like that. And that's okay. All right. But the idea is, do you have the logic? That's what matters. That's what they're looking for. I mean, they can, none of you are idiots, but to be honest, you can teach an idiot to code. All right. But you can't teach an idiot logic. All right. That's something that either you're born with or that you learn or that you'll never have. And everybody's different. All right. Okay. So right before the break, we said if it was a 1, that meant we wanted to display the sum. All right. Well, if it's a 2, we're going to want to display the average. Does that make sense? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the average of all array elements, and I'm going to pass in the sum, because that's what I need. Technically, I don't even need to pass that in, to be honest with you, because the sum is global. So I don't even need to pass that in. I guess I did, but I don't have to. Now, I'm getting an error right here, and I'm getting that error because we haven't written that routine yet. You're hearing the same stuff all the time from me, all right? But I'm just going to grab this so I've got it. And right underneath where I am, after the second curly, private, void, and now I'm going to calculate the average. The thing that's nice is this is a really short routine. We already know what the sum is, right? So we can say the average is equal to the sum divided by, not the sum divided by, now I can say different things here. I could say the name of the array dot length. I could say len. There's a bunch of different variables. I know it's 25. Would you agree with that? Also, I want to keep the decimal place that's in here. So I'm going to divide that by 25.0 because that'll maintain the decimal place that I've got in here. That's the only reason I'm doing that. All right? No other reason. And if you say, well, that's a stupid reason, okay. Then I'm going to come in here and say the average. I just copied the whole thing from up above with the sum, and I changed it to average. All right? So I'll come right back to the code, but let's run it, look at it. There's my numbers. All right, there's my sum. The sum is 1,098, so it's just about 1,100. Would you agree with that? 1,100 divided by 25 is going to be about 44. All right, so now I click sum, but now I can click average. Oh, didn't show anything. Well, that ain't good. So something's wrong, so I'll have to fix that. See that? Should be showing me something here. So let's look. Oh, I'm not calling it from the average button. See that? I got to call that from the average button. So we'll fix that right now. The cool thing right now, if you look up on the screen, I'll come right back to the code. But look, we've got these two written already. All we have to do is make the call to that routine in there. That's it. All right, so we're going to do that in just a minute. But if you need it, so that's what we've done since we've come back. All right. And again, do I want to do this? Well, we can come back in here like we just did. We can put a comment at the beginning that says, this routine will calculate the average of all array elements. Period. Okay? So that's what we've done so far. Does everything we've done make sense? So, everybody has this. I'm going to jump back then into design mode, and I'm going to, where it says clear list box, that button, I'm going to double click it. And guess what I'm going to call? How about clear list box? Okay. That one is real easy to check, because I can go run the program. Now, we're not telling it to fill up the list box again. That's a different routine. But notice if I call clear list box, there's nothing there. That's all we told it to do. All right? So if we get new numbers, we can get the sum, and we can clear the list box. So we're going to do average now. All right? Then we will have 4 of our 12 buttons will be complete. Okay? So that one's pretty darn easy. So for the average, what do we call that? Calculate the average of array elements. Boom. Now I can see where there is possibly going to be a problem here. So let me look. Let me double check here. Hold on just a sec. Calculate the sum. Sum average. Here we go. Okay. Guess what? I'm not going to call calculate the average. I'm going to call calculate the sum, but now I'm going to pass it in that number 2. So please adjust that accordingly. Call calculate the sum and pass it in the number 2. Don't call calculate the average. Call because we need the sum first, correct? This will force the user to do the sum if it hasn't been done yet. But it won't print out the sum. But it will do the sum. All right, let's see if that's right or if I screwed something up. So, let's come in here. Again, hopefully all 4 of these buttons are now operational. So, new numbers. Boom. I can clear it. Get more new numbers. I can do a sum. Boom. All right, but I want to get new numbers, and I want to click average. Well, the average of array elements is 98.56. No, it ain't. Something's wrong there. I'm going to run it again. Look at that. See how it keeps adding? All right. See that? So something's wrong. I'm going to show you what's wrong right now. We want to make sure that when we get to the beginning of this calculate the average, see this? When we get to the beginning of this calculate the average, we want to make sure we set the average back to 0. We want to do it there. All right. And when we're doing the sum up here, look on the screen, please. See that? When we go in to calculate the sum, let's say the sum equals 0. I think that's going to fix it. Let me check. New numbers. There they are. Let's get an average. 50.32. Let's do an average again. 50.32. See how it hasn't changed? Let's do a sum. 1258. And again, that hasn't changed. All right. If I take 1258 divided by 25, I should get approximately 50.32. Does all that make sense? All right. So we now have our new numbers done, our sum done, our clear done, and our average done. Does that make sense? All right. At least before we take the next break, ideally we're going to get these 4 done. The good news is the lowest and highest are the same basically routine. And the good news is these are basically the same routine. But one will call array.sort, and the other will call array.sort, then array.reverse. But otherwise they're the same routine. All right. Right now, as you can see, they do nothing. Okay. Well, let's fix that. Hopefully, let's fix that right now. All right. So, since we've been doing them in order, we've done that, then that, then that, then that. Let's do the sort ascending. All right. This one is pretty darn easy. Array dot sort with our modified array. That's because we want to change it. Modified. Okay. And display array. And we want the modified. Boy, oh boy. Modified. That's the whole routine. Let's see if it works. So I need numbers. There they are. You can see them. Sort ascending. See that? All right. Well, now, if you look on the screen, you can tell what the lowest is, correct? Okay. Now it's going to change because I'm stopping the run. But the next one we wanted to do here is lowest. So when we do lowest, we're gonna call sort again, just to be sure it's sorted. Oops. Array dot sort modified. And I'm going to grab that message box, copy it. I'm going to say the smallest array element, and all that's going to be is modified 0.toString. Smallest array element. Okay, I'll leave that up there. So that's both routines. And it's funny because I use this. This is the original one I wrote, but I'm rewriting this for doing it. Because I'm trying to think of the best way to show it to you that hopefully makes the most sense to you. All right. So let's save this and try it. All right. You've got new numbers. The sum is 1281. The average is 51.24. There they are in ascending order. So again, the smallest one or lowest one. Could have said smallest here. Maybe that would have been better. All right, should be 10. And it is. So right now, and I can click clear list box. So our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 6 numbers, these 6 work. Do you agree with that? All right. Let's quickly make these 2 work because it won't take any time at all. What do I mean? Well, let's sort descending. I'm going to grab my sort ascending thing here. Okay. And I'm going to put that in. And I'm going to write here array dot reverse and pass in modified. If I can spell. All right. And then for the highest, let's try it again. There's my numbers. There's my sum. There's my average. There it is in ascending order, and the lowest is 6. There it is in descending order, and the highest is 91. Now, no one said this. I'm saying it to you. Do you notice there's a lot of replication right there? You see that? Array sort, array reverse, array sort, array reverse. See that? What I probably should do is go back and write one routine that does both those. See what I'm saying? And I'll do that a little bit later. All right? So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons done. That's pretty good. Okay? Now, this is going to sound, well, it's going to sound some way or other. But what I'm going to do next, we're going to skip for now. I'm going to double click on the search one. It's the hardest one. So I'm going to double click on that, but we're going to put that code in about 10 minutes. Did you hear me? We're going to put that code in about 10 minutes. But let's do median first, and then exit, and then range. Okay, let's just do those. So I've got search here, but it's going to take, we have to set the system up to do that, and it'll take about 5 minutes to do that. So let's do the median, and then the exit, and then the range, and then we'll come back and do that one. All right, so I guess I lied to you, not purposely, but we are doing them a little bit out of order. All right, so this one is going to be the median. Now, when we do the median, let's go and look and see what that means. What is a median? Denoting or relating to a value or quantity lying in the midpoint of the frequency distribution. Well, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. All right. Let's think about what median means. I'm going to run the program again, and I'm going to click ascending. Whoop, I got to put numbers in first. Ascending. So right now they're in order, correct? What I want is the 13th value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the median right there is 52. Does that make sense? All right. Well, doing that is very, very, very simple. All right. What do I mean? Well, we got to say array.sort modified. Then put in our message box. All right. And I want at 12. All right. There's that whole thing right there. There's a lot of things we could do. We could check, we could write our own routine to see if the array was already in sorted order. And if it was, we wouldn't have to call array.sort all the time. We could check to see if it was in reverse sorted order. See what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different things that could be done here. Let's take a look at what we just did and see if it works. So here's our numbers. There they are in ascending order. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Would you agree 49 should be the median? Let's check. Okay. That was the whole thing. I'll leave that there. Now, let's think about this too. All right. What if we make the array bigger? Now this is going to be wrong. Would you agree with that? All right. So what we would have to do is do a formula or do something that we maybe we create a variable called midpoint, and we divide the length of the array by 2 and add 1 or round up or do it. I mean, there's a lot of ways that this can all be done. All right. So what's next? Exit. Well, we sure know how to do that one. All right, because we've done exit enough. But one thing about this, well, look, just take a look on the screen if you would, please. All right. So this is a click event. We're calling a routine. Good. Okay. Okay. This is a click event. We're calling routines. Great. Okay, that's good. This is, well, that's another routine. So that's a, no, it's not. I'm looking for click events. That's a click event we're calling a routine. That's a click event we're calling a routine. This is good. That's a click event we're calling routines. That's a click event we're calling routine. And then we're printing. In fact, no, look what we did. We're doing it right in here. We shouldn't be doing that. See that? I'm just going to click in here. I'm going to grab all this, and I'm going to call find and display the lowest. And then right here, I'm going to write private void find and display the lowest. Okay? And we did this before. This is the routine that executes when the lowest button is clicked. All right, and then finally, this routine finds the lowest array element, then displays it. Okay? But now notice, rather than doing the code in line, all right, rather than doing that in line like that, now we're calling a routine. Okay? Now I'm going to jump back into my other one. This is the descending. So I'm going to grab my comment that I had here. And say this routine executes when the highest button is clicked. All right, so again, I'm going to grab all of that code from there. Oh, this is the descending one, I'm sorry. When the descending button is clicked. All right. I don't want to put the code there. I'll just call it sort array descending. Private void sort array descending. And there's that code. All right. And let's see. Now I can come back and say this routine finds the highest number and displays it. And again, I'm going to grab that code and I'm going to call find and display the highest. There's that. All right. Now for our median, I'll give you the code when we get done. This is the code that executes when the median button is clicked. And again, we'll come in here and we'll call find and display the median, which we will write down below it. This code calculates the median, then displays it. Private void find and display the median. There's that code. Okay. What do we have here? Find and display the median. There we go. All right. How about this code executes when the exit button is clicked. And let's call, do you want to exit now? Okay. This method allows the user to exit the program. Private void, do you want to exit now? All right, and you may remember that, you may not. So I'm going to see if I've got this in here. Yep, good. Just save some time. Okay. So let's see if that'll. I want to make sure I didn't break anything. New numbers, sum, yep, average, sorted ascending, good, lowest should be 1, sorted descending, good, highest should be 98, oh, I'm sorry, 99, can't read. Search we didn't do yet, median, let's put it in ascending first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The median should be 64. It is. And I didn't call it from the exit button, I don't think. Yeah, I did. Do you want to exit now? Private. Oh, I didn't put the code in there. I put it in the wrong place. Should go there. So one more try. Make sure that exit works. You want to exit now? Yes. Boom. Okay. And we got the range to do. So what's left, if you look up on the screen here, we've done new numbers, sum, clear list box, average, sort ascending lowest, sort descending highest, median, exit. So we've got range, and then we've got search to go. All right, so let's do range because that's very easy to do. When we do the range, we got our choice. All right, I'm not even looking on here anymore because I can't find where the heck I was. But we'll do this. We'll say int the range equals 0. All right. Array.sort modified. Okay. Display array. We want to display the modified one because we're about to sort it, so we want to show the user. And then I'm going to say this. I'm going to grab again the message box. In fact, let's do this. Control. Calculate and display the range. Private void calculate and display the range. Boom. And that's the range. Okay, good. Calculate array, display array, good. The range equals, it's in ascending order, so it's the biggest one. So it's modified len minus 1, that's the last element, minus modified 0. And we'll put in here the range. Let's see if that works. Put in numbers, range, it's in sorted order, 97 minus 11 is 86. Okay? So the only thing to do yet, to my knowledge, the only thing that is left to do here is the search button. Okay? Like I said, when I get all done, I'll run this off. And you can have it. You can check on yours and fix yours accordingly. All right? All right. Let's do this. I think we can do this in about 10 minutes. Okay? So, like I said, to my knowledge at least, the only one that we have left to do, the only one that's left to do is the search. Okay? Now, just so you know, there is a built-in routine in the array class. So far we used array.sort and array.reverse, right? But there is a built-in method in here that's called search. So we can search. The only thing is when you search, the array has to be in it has to be in ascending order. Do you hear me? So we have to call array.sort first. So you know that. All right. So the only thing we got left then is this one. Okay. Let's say we'll call search for an array element. And that's what we're going to write right down below here. Private void search for an array element. Oops. All right. So this one I am going to take a look at because I don't want to screw it up. Now, what we'd like to do, you're all going to have to watch this, and I'd like everybody to watch it, even if you're not that much paying attention, even if you're not keying this in, so you see how to do this. What we want is the ability when we click this button, we want the system, when this button right here is clicked, that one, we want the system to come up and say, what array element do you want to look for? There isn't something like that built into C#. But again, there is something like that that's built into Visual Basic. So I'm going to show you how we can bring that in. All right? So the first thing that we have to do is go up to the top of your program and type in, at the top, type in this line right here that's in blue. We need that. I don't know why that's there. Using Microsoft.Visual Basic. That is telling the system we want to be able to go out and use something that's defined in Visual Basic. All right, so you have to put that at the top. Okay? After you do that, you right mouse click here where it says references. See this? Everybody looking? Where it says references, you right mouse click on it and you choose add references. All right? Then we got to go and we can look for it. Notice there's a search. Well, I already told you what it was called. It's not there. I guess it is there too. It's Microsoft.Visual Basic. I'm going to see. I didn't try this before. I can search for that. Microsoft.Visual Basic. Lo and behold, there it is. Now mine's already checked, but yours won't be checked, so it's real hard. You check it. And you click OK. Now you're able to use it. That was cool because we brought something in from a totally different language into our program, and we can now use it. I think that's pretty cool. All right. Guess I'm dating myself because people don't say cool anymore, but I think it is anyway. All right. So I'm going to go down now where we just were. Sort, find the highest, find the lowest. Search for an array element. So we're right here. Okay, so again, the first thing I want to do is an array.sort of modified. The first thing I'm doing is I'm sorting the array. Because again, it must be in ascending order. All right. Now, I'm going to type in this string. And I'm going to type in here, this is just something I made up. Val str equals, this is what's new. Okay. Interaction.input box. What the heck is that? That's calling the input box function of Visual Basic. All right. Oops. Sorry about that. Rid of that. That. There, right there. Okay, now, like I said, in my opinion, this is pretty neat because look what happens now. See this thing? All right, watch what happens when we run the program and we click search. See that? That's this. Number to search for. Number to search for. 50. 50. This is its position on the screen. And search is the title. I don't know if it's Visual Basic. I didn't look to see if they provided an icon. All right, but I thought that was pretty sufficient the way it was. Now, it's not going to work because we got more code to put in. All right, but we now have put something into our program that we grabbed from another language. All right, so int val equals convert.to int 32. That's going to grab that whatever number we put in there that we want to search for. All right, and it's going to convert it to an integer. Okay, then we call array. It's not array.search. I thought it was. It's array.binary search, and we have to let it know what we want. We want it to search the modified array. That's the one that we just sorted, and we want it to search for that value. And the cool thing is, if it finds it, it'll tell us where it is, and if it doesn't find it, it'll give us -1 back, or a negative value, which means it ain't there. So, if result is less than 0, value not in array. All right. So what am I going to do here? I'm just going to grab one of those message boxes, and I'm going to say the value was not found in the array. Call this value not found. All right. Come on, what else? Message box show value plus val string. Okay, that's good. Else it was found. So I'll grab this. Do that. I don't know. It doesn't like me moving something there. So. Value is in the array. So we come through here, message box, etc. Value was found in the array. Now that's one thing to say it was found in the array. You could say value found. That's cool. But we want to let it know where it was found. Where is it in the array? So the value was found in the array at position number result dot, where did that go? Result at position number result dot toString. Oh, here's one way good. All right. Should work now. Let's put in numbers. Okay. Let's search. Well, it should show that it's sorted when we do this. So let's look for 93. It says that it was found at position 23. Okay? And you're like, where the heck? That's not position 23. We sorted it already. So it was there. All right? Remember, this has to be sorted before we do this. So really, it would have been better for me to call the sort so you can see it, then click search. Now I can give it a number. Let's take one that's not in here, 71. It's not found. Let's run it again. And let's try 70. In fact, look, there's 75 is in there twice, so let's put in 75. It says was found at position 15. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't remember if it starts at 0 or 1 here, but I think it grabs the first one that it finds, but I could be wrong. That's it. That was a lot to throw at you and not that much time. I get it. But what I'd like you to do is go back and take a look at it. Before I run this off, I'm going to go and I'm going to see, like if I did this, I'm going to make that a routine. So I'm going to try to not be calling all that stuff 5, 6, 7 times in the program. All right, so I'll do that. Feel free if you want to take another break. It's been over almost 50 minutes. All right, and the rest of the period is yours. So you've got not 2 hours, but you got about an hour and 45 minutes to sit and work on stuff. Tomorrow we will do one problem from Chapter 5 labs, 1 or 2 from the Chapter 6, 1 or 2 from the Chapter 7, and 1 or 2 from the Chapter 8. All right, that's going to take most of the period because we're going to be writing a lot of code. All right, but that said, then Friday, again, remember, I won't be here. Okay, you guys will be here. All right, so you'll have lab the entire period. Luke will not be here. All right? Okay, so like I said, if you want to take a break, feel free.